Okay, hello everybody. Hopefully you all can hear me. Let me know if you cannot. We have a chat function that should be at the bottom of your screen. Looks like a little speech bubble. You can chat in there throughout the class. Um, my name is Christina Vincent and welcome to Windows 11 Basics. But before we begin, I'm going to let you know about some upcoming programs we'll be having at the library, just so you know what's happening at the library during July. 2 days from now, July 12th, we'll be having our first Bad Art Night at the Harvest Room, where you can come in and have some fun just making some art pieces for yourself. If you're interested, please email the Harvest Room at harvestroomevents@gmail.com. They're handling the space. So that's happening. This Thursday, July 13th, we're having an evening of music with Katie Costner. So if that's interesting to you, come register at the Public Services desk. We are having an open mic night, July 18th. So if you would like, it's kind of like spoken word, singing, poetry, anything like that, feel free to come and join us for that. And also at the end of the month, July 25th, we're having Grilling with Chef Susan Maddox. That's always a popular one. So feel free to register for that at the Public Services desk. Some other things before we begin. I will be having the audio off just so we don't have any accidental interruptions throughout the class. But again, if you have any questions throughout the class today, there is the chat function that should be at the bottom of your screen. Looks like a little chat bubble. Just open that up and type in your questions in there, and I'll be answering them throughout the class. So let's get started on Windows 11 Basics. You should be able to see there is a PowerPoint presentation, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. If you don't see that, let me know. That means something's gone wrong. Here we go. But first on the agenda today, we'll go over how to get the Windows 11 upgrade if you already have a PC with Windows 10 or earlier. Otherwise, most PCs now should be coming with Windows 11. There'll be some system requirements, what your computer needs to have to be able to get Windows 11, and kind of what's new with Windows 11 and what's changed from Windows 10. So right here, we'll be able to see these are the Windows 11 system requirements on your machine. Many PCs people use today will not be able to run Windows 11. Biggest issue right now is just the CPU support. But what you require is a security technology TPM 2.0. TPM stands for Trusted Platform Module. Many CPUs made before 2017 may not have this. And then TPM 2.0 is the basis of Windows 11 security and helps protect against malware attacks. You may have to enable TPM 2.0 if your CPU has it, and I'll go over that in a second. Where you can check your requirements, what you will do is you'll open your settings, and these images are taken from Windows 10 system. So you'll have, if you have Windows 10, you will see it in the bottom left corner, and it will look like a little gear icon. You'll click on that, or you can search for settings in your search bar on the bottom left in Windows 10. And you'll just open the settings app. And then you will go to update and security. You can see it's usually in the bottom row in the settings, or you can search for it when you have settings opened. And you should, should say check for Windows 11. and you would just click on the check now, so you can see at the top it says introducing Windows 11. It says check now. You would click on that, and it would let you know if your system is able to run Windows 11 or not. Those are the two options there, what it would look like. PC can or PC cannot. And then how to download it and install if your PC is able to. That option, instead of check now, it should then say download and install if you're ready for it. And it will walk you through the steps. Installation usually happens in 3 parts. And it'll have a software license and agreements term that you'll have to accept. So first it will download it, then it will update, and then it will install. That will probably take some time, at least 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on your internet speed and how fast your computer is able to install it. And it may seem like it's taking a long time when it's installing it. That's normal. It will just slowly tick up. And then once it's installed, it will probably ask for a restart on your PC so it can finalize the installation. And this is probably what it will look like when it's installing. And then that's what it will look like when it first opens up to Windows 11. And so what's different when you first open up Windows 11? You will see most things are now centered on the screen. And clicking the Windows icon will bring up a big menu. I'm going to show you, I'm on a PC right now that has Windows 11 on it. So I'm going to see if I can pause the share and reshare my entire screen. There we go. There we go. So this is what Windows 11 looks like on my PC right now. And you can see the search bar and the main Windows menu. Hopefully you can see my mouse as well on the screen. The search bar and the main Windows icon are now in the center of the taskbar instead of being on the very left side, which used to be over here. So that will be different when you first open up. The search bar still functions the same. You can click on it and it'll bring up this search bar screen here. It may even have some suggested searches depending on the day. As you can see here, it was a famous athlete's birthday today, so now it's recommending that. And here's the Windows icon. Slightly different, but it still has like the 4, it's still the Windows pane and has the 4 squares. And if you click on it, it'll bring up the start menu. And it'll have some options of like your most frequently used apps and stuff like that. But you can still search for apps here. If you type it in, you can do that. You can also, so it has the all app, you can go here just to all apps, and then it'll have it alphabetically by app name. And then you can go back to this window here as well. It also has recommended files that you open up a lot, maybe. You can find that here, or you can go to more for more recommended. And this is, here is your profile for Windows. And this is where you can either lock the computer, sign out of the computer, or switch users if you have multiple users on one machine. And then here is also where then you would can turn off your machine or put it to sleep right here, the little power icon here. So those are still the same, or the same, but just in a different area. Here on the taskbar is also the programs you may have open at the moment, and your most frequently used programs are your pinned programs. You also have your Windows tiles over here that you can organize. So there we are. I'm going to go back. I'm going to pause the share and go back to here. There we go. Okay. There we go. And so start menu. So as I went over, there's the start menu. All your pinned programs or most used programs, or again, going by alphabetically. This is also where you can pin programs to the start. So if there's programs you know you're going to use a lot, you can change the icons by right-clicking on the icons. And you can unpin or move to the top or completely uninstall the program too, but be careful because that will uninstall it from your device. And again, the power icon was in the bottom right of the start menu where you can shut down or put your computer to sleep. What else is different about the taskbar? Does look slightly different, mostly by color. But they still have the pop-up menu on the top right, and the Wi-Fi does look a little different because they consolidated the Wi-Fi, the volume, and the power. Instead of having them all separate, they have them all in one spot. So I can show you again. Give me one moment. There we go. So you will see it all on the bottom right here. Kind of all your like extra widgets, as I like to call them. On the right, the left here is what they call hidden icons, or a little pop-up menu here. It's all the icons that you have that doesn't quite fit. So they have like Windows Defender here and Zoom icon. There may be others depending on what programs you have open or plugged in. Because a lot of times if you have like a flash drive or USB plugged in, it will show up there as well. This is where you can check again for current updates for Windows 11. Sorry, excuse me. Here is for your keyboard. If you're using it as, I'm on a tablet technically. So if you have like a smart tablet, this is the little pop-up keyboard for a smart tablet if you don't have a keyboard plugged in. Otherwise, if you have a normal PC, that's usually not there. I have a microphone plugged in, so that's showing up there. But then these three are all together consolidated. This is the Wi-Fi, volume, and power. I can left click on it and it will pull up this little pop-up menu here. So you can check what Wi-Fi you're on, if you have Bluetooth on for your system, airplane mode, again, that's mostly for tablets because they're can be taken on airplanes. If you have a large PC, obviously that probably is not there. You can have battery saver mode on, again, for tablets. And they also have something new called Focus Assist. So if you don't want any notifications coming through, if you're trying to focus on work or something like that, you can set that up to for your notifications and things like that if you don't want to be interrupted. Give me one moment. There we go. Below that, you're going to see two scroll bars. The first one is for brightness. That's usually on only if you're in battery saver mode. And then below that is the volume control. And you can even set the volume for if you have multiple things plugged in. If you have speakers, I have headphones plugged in as well, so you can set the volume for each one. At the bottom left here of this pop-up menu, you can see the battery percentage. Right now I'm plugged in, so it has a little plug icon as well. But if I wasn't plugged in, it would just show the battery. And that also takes you right to the settings for power and battery as well, if you click on it. I'll get into that in a moment. Right next to it is a little pencil, so it has a little edit feature, so you can choose which things you want to show in this little pop-up menu. As you can see, they're all pinned right now, but if I clicked on one of them, I could unpin them and it would just take it off. I can always add them back here. Here you'll have more options, such as accessibility, if you need more accessibility features, casting to other screens, if you need updates to your keyboard layout, if you need like something, characters in another language or something like that, you could set that here. If you want to use this as a mobile hotspot or need to use a mobile hotspot for Wi-Fi, if you want to share things to other tablets that are nearby, you can. There's a nightlight feature projecting this to other devices as well. And rotation lock, again, that's for tablets. So the screen doesn't rotate every time I move the tablet, things like that. And then when I'm all done, I just click done. It's all good. And this option here allows you to go back to a quick way to get to settings. So if I don't want to go through the start menu, I can also just get to the settings from here. And then again here, date and time, I can click on that and I can get to the calendar really fast from there. So I can, if I have anything saved on this device's calendar, I can go through that real fast. There we go. So that's the taskbar. So go back here. There we go. Okay, hopefully you should be able to see that. There you go. Okay, what else is different? Also, what else is different in notifications? I went through this again already a little bit. I can go into it more. What they were calling focus modes. You might be seeing this on some of your smartphones as well if you have smartphones, but you can, depending on what you're doing, you can choose what notifications and stuff you get. So for example, if you're trying to work on projects or something like that and you don't want to be distracted by any notifications or anything, you can set it to mute notifications while you are in this focus mode and things like that. Okay, yeah, I can go into signing into emails in just a moment. Give me one moment. So yes, let me go into focus modes. Give me one moment. There we go. So again, from here, you can go into focus modes and also in settings, you can go into focus. You can just search it up here. Focus modes or focus assist. Here. And from here, yeah, you can set up your different focus times. So you can set up if there's certain times you'll be working on things you don't want notifications from. If you play games on your computer, you can set it there. When you're duplicating, you can also always turn focus assist on and off from at the bottom here. So you can go through these and set them all up when you want focus assist on or not. Okay. Let's answer that quick question then of signing into emails. You can either get to your emails from an internet browser if you choose, or you can also have set up the email app. You can see right here in the search, it's called Mail here, but you can also always search up at the top, Mail, and it'll open up the Mail app. and you can set up which email. Right here, you can see it says to add an account. You would select which service you have an email from, whether it's a Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook, iCloud, other ones you might be able to find from advanced setup. So you click on one of these and it will ask you to enter your email information. And then once you do that, every time you open the Mail app, it should automatically go to that email. Otherwise, you can choose a web browser. My device has a few different browsers to choose from. It has the Microsoft Edge, which is the new Microsoft Internet Explorer. They're not using Internet Explorer anymore. There's also Mozilla Firefox, or there is Google Chrome. You can choose whichever one. I'm going to, for example, open Microsoft Edge here. And mine always automatically opens to the library webpage because that's just how I have it set up here. But you can, you will see where it says phlibrary.org here. You could click in here and you would just search up the mail service you have. So let's say, for example, you have a Gmail. You could just type in Gmail, just the word Gmail, not your personal Gmail, just the word Gmail. And you can see here, they'll have an option to sign in, or you can just go right to here, Gmail email from Google. And this is when you would type in your email address, you would hit next, and then it would ask for your password. And then it will take you to that email. So those are the two ways to get to your email on Windows 11 there. Let's go back here. Okay. Okay, good. So that's a text bar. There we go. Okay, sorry. Oh, and then focus. Yes, we did that. Okay. And then folders. So folders is where it keeps all your documents and the like, how you're able to access them. You will notice, not that it makes a ton of difference, but you can kind of see that the design of folders, you can see it's a little more rounded instead of the perfect squares it had in Windows 10. But it's more of just a visual change, not much. And they do have like the quick access buttons or the menus that come up when you right click on something. They are laid out a little bit differently. You can see on here, just look a little bit different. I will go into it. Give me one moment. Hopefully you can still see everything. So I'm going to say, for example, when you see my little documents here again, well, I have mine full screen, so you can't quite tell there. Ooh, but that's too small. There we go. And get that out of the way so it looks less busy. There we go. Okay, you can see, yep, the edges look a little bit rounder. The layout on the side here should still be pretty similar. You can see all the folders here. But if I were to right click on something, such as my document here, you can see this looks a little different. You can see view, sort by, group by, that's all the same. Oh, here, show more options. There we go. Oh, it's not showing. There we go. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong spot. I apologize. Sometimes if you click on different parts of it, it has something different. There we go. You can see that they've kind of made these just more as icons instead of naming them. But if you hover over them, you'll see what each one does. So the scissors are to cut, so that would cut the document, kind of like a temporary delete. You can, with this one, a copy. So it kind of is almost two rectangles over each other. That's to copy the document. This one with the cursor is to rename the document. This one here is to share. So you can share it via email pretty quickly. And the trash can is to delete. And then there's open with different programs, compressed to zip file, copy as path, properties, stuff like that. So the main five, I would say the main five usual things you would do with a file have been condensed to just an image, while before in Windows 10 they used to have it fully listed. So the cut, the copy, the rename, the share, and the delete, they're there, but they're not completely spelled out. So you have to hover over each one if you're confused of which one is which. There. There we go. And so you can see that on this image as well. The cut, copy, rename, share, delete, and there's also open with. And since these ones are pictures in the example, they have some extra ones as well. Rotate right, rotate left, set as desktop background. Here we go. Some newer things also in Windows 11, are what they call widgets. Sorry, hiccups. Which are tiny tools for at-a-glance info, and you can click on them for more info. That is what is showing up when I hover all the way to the left where the start menu used to be. And they usually have like news top stories. You can see an example here, weather, photos, sports updates, things like that. And you can even customize how large the widgets are. They call widgets, kind of like little squares. So I will show, again, example. Here it is here when I hover over the left side, left corner of my screen. Right now, mine says, it gives an example of the weather, but you can hover over it and you can see that it has news, traffic, stocks, weather, things like that. You can click on each one and it will take you right to that story. You can even, sorry. So that's the one thing is if you go off it at all, it will immediately close. You can also even scroll down. Takes it a moment, but you can scroll down and you can see more news stories and sports and things like that. You can customize them here for add widgets. It will show you which ones are available, which ones I can put down: entertainment, sports, tips, traffic, watch lists, and weather. And you can find more on the Microsoft Store. I can just close that. And then if you right click, there we go. The little ellipses here, click on that. You can hide the widget if it's one you're not interested in. Customize. This one specifically, since it's traffic, you can ask it to specify by location, or it can use location services to detect your location. You can also pin it so it'll appear higher on the widget board if you wish it. There you go. A weather widget you can customize even more by Fahrenheit or Celsius. And again, you can search by location as well for the weather. These ones, you can select which news outlets you want on, so you can either follow or block it. in games more. Or settings for the games, you can select specifically which things you want to follow on the different things. For money, you can select which news stories you want to see, lifestyle, health, shopping. So all those different ones, you can select which ones you have appear on your widgets here. You can always, this is the little refresh button, so you can refresh it. There we go. I'll refresh. And here you can even select what things you want to watch or play. On this is where you can also expand it to full view. So if you want to take up full page of this, so it won't close on you when you move your thing, you can have that. And then when you want to collapse it again to half view, you will just click on these two arrows here. There we go. So that's the widgets. That's just, you can pull that up and see what's happening in the world real fast if you want to. Here we go. There we go. Here, also other things. This is more if you use Microsoft Teams. A lot of times, like workplaces have started using Microsoft Teams now. But you can also do it if other people you know have an Outlook account. It's very similar to Zoom and other chatting services. You can find it located in the start bar, but you can also just sign it into your Microsoft account and you should be able to find it near the Outlook tab. So you can use it as just for instant messaging, like text or email, kind of like that. Or you can also do a face-to-face chats like this with your other either employees or other people you know who have them. Go. Windows 11 also has what they call virtual desktops. So you can quickly see what you have open and navigate the apps, kind of like on your smartphone. You can go between the apps really fast. Let me see if I can pull it up here. You can see it's right by the search bar here. It's the two squares. So right now, you can have multiple desktops open at the same time as well, but I'll see just desktop 1. Here we go, and I can see all the different apps I have open right now, and so I could click between them really fast if I need to navigate between them. Go back here. There we go. So that's what they call a virtual desktop. There we go. Also something they call snap layouts. So if I wanted to have all my windows open at the same time, kind of. So you can position the different apps to be open at the same time. So I can look maybe like at Excel spreadsheet at the same time I'm looking at a Word document. You can see an example here. You can have 2 apps open like half the screen. So one would be here and one would be on the right. One could be bigger than the other. I could have 3 to 4 open at the same time if I would like to. And so what I would do is I would hover over what they call the maximize minimize option. So you can see on the PowerPoint here. That's the maximize minimize options. That's if I want to open and close an app without completely shutting it down. And you can see here, it gives me it gives me lots of options. I have the 2 open of equal size, 2 open, one's larger than the other, 3, 4. Let's say I hit 3. And you can see it made this one nice and long. And now I have the other ones open here. And then I can have that open, and then that open. So now all 3 are open at the same time, and I can look between them all like that. When I'm done with this, I can just hit the middle one again, and it will take up the full screen again. So that's how you can do it. So you can have multiple things open at the same time and be able to look at them all at the same time as well. There you go. So that's the different snap layouts. You can see that's the 2 that are 2 open together. And so it has opens the one, and then you can select which other one you want to be the other half of the screen. You just click on it and it takes up the rest of the screen. And that's one that's has 3 open at the same time. So you can see the website is taking up a half the screen. They have another program open on the top here, and then they can select the other program they want on the bottom. Okay, and then what else is different on the setting menu? Again, mostly cosmetic, but some other positioning changes. You can see they still have the quick menu on the left if you want to go to a different like subject area on the left, so you can quick click on them. And you can see they kind of have the settings more kind of just like in a line, and you would click on it to get more info for each of those instead of having it kind of just in squares like I did in 10. We'll get into that in a second. Hold on. Again, you can click on the start menu and you should be able to find the settings. Again, I have it right in the top there, but you can also always search for settings. So let's click on that. And so when you first open it up, yeah, it looks like this. Instead of just having each subject in squares, it's all just on the left side here. And you would click on it, opens automatically to the system settings, but you can search for the setting you need in the top left here. And you can see here all the settings for the system. You can scroll down. But again, instead of squares, it's kind of all just in a line. You can click on it to get more info on those settings. There we go. You can see it's all laid out here. And then if you ever need to go back one, you can see there's the back arrow here in the top left. Just click on it and it'll go to the previous page. And so let's see, for example, accessibility, you can have it here. Text size, visual effects, mouse pointer, stuff like that. Audio, click it here. You can keep clicking. But then if you need to go back again, the back arrow is right here. And so then let's say if we need a setting for speakers, you can type it in there and you can go to sound settings or narrator settings. And you would click on the one that you would need. So there's settings. And then last thing is there's Android app integrations. This is only if you have an Android phone. And it may still be in beta. They may still be working on it, but you could add Android apps to your PC just straight from the Amazon App Store. So you wouldn't have to go through getting the apps again. If you already have it on your phone, you can upload it to your PC pretty quickly. So that's all I have